Cruising with Mark, where you learn how to earn free cruises.
Good afternoon. It is May 31st, 2024, coming to you from the fitness center here on the Emerald Princess. I wanted to talk about the 4 people that are in the casino that are staff members. You have the manager, you have the host, you have the pit bosses, and you have the dealers. Now, most time there's a manager and assistant manager, and the dealers, there's many of those. They're not important. I don't want to say they're not important, but they're not important for you receiving comps while you're on the cruise ship and or your free cruise offers, okay? So let's talk about the 2 people that are important. The casino hosts and the pit bosses. They're the 2 groups of people that are important out of the 4. Okay, so let's talk about what the casino host can do for you. The casino hosts are the ones that can give you anything that you need while you are on your current cruise, period. So let's say that you want to go to the Crown Grill or Sabatini's, or you'd like to have a massage, or you'd like a haircut, or you'd like something else special, maybe even an excursion. They are all provided by the casino host or hosts. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 of them, depending on the size of the ship and the casino and if there's a special event going on. But anyhow, the casino hosts are the ones that can provide you with those comps. And they won't generally come up to you. You have to go up to them and introduce yourself to them so they know who you are. Like I always say on a lot of my videos, you need to make sure that you are on their radar. So anyhow, the casino hosts are very important. Now, the casino host is the person that also signs the bottom of your casino free cruise offer that slid under your door. I always say it's by Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy, aka the casino host. So it's nobody else but the casino host that does that. They're the ones that slide your offer under your door. So the casino host can give you anything that you want while you're on your current cruise. So they're uber important to get to know who you are. Now let me say once again, they are not coming up to you unless you are a higher roller and a bigger, better, and more outgoing perhaps. They'll come up to you and say, hey Mark, would you like to go to the Crown Grill one night? Or would you like Sabatini's? Or you want a haircut? Or you want to go to the spa? You want a massage? You want to go on an excursion? They provide that for you. If you don't say anything to them and you're mealy mouth and you're just sitting at the slot machines and you're playing and playing, they're probably not coming up to see you. They're not coming up to offer you free drinks. They're not coming up to offer you any free anything. So you got to go find them. I always say, go tackle them the first day. Go find them. Make sure that they know who you are. Now, they are important, but the only reason and the only way that they receive the information about your gambling, they receive all the raw data and the points are assimilated and it go to the casino hosts and the managers. Okay, the managers, we're not going to put them as really important because they kind of manage the staff. But the casino host's job is to manage the players, okay? So in doing so, they are the ones that can give you the free things while you're on the cruise ship. The next part is the pit bosses or the box person at the craps table. But let's just go along with the pit bosses and let's call them the box people at the craps table. They're all pit bosses, not the dealers, the pit bosses. And there's generally 4 or 5 of pit bosses at any one given time in the casino on a cruise ship at a time. Okay, the pit bosses may be more important than the hosts because the pit bosses are the ones that enter your raw data in at the computers at each one of the tables. So for instance, when you buy in at the blackjack table or the poker table or the craps table or roulette, when you buy in, they take your medallion, You buy in with either with your medallion or with cash. I always choose cash. Some people use medallions, but they record how much you buy in with. And if you buy in with over $1,000, it kind of puts a star next to your name. Now, people are going to differ, but I know this is the truth. They look at you, they grade you, they rate you a lot differently when you buy in with $1,000 to $5,000 every single night that you go to play at. Now, if you buy in with less than $1,000, you're really not like in the running for free cruises, okay? Trust me, they have tightened up the ranks here. If you don't believe me, just come try. Just come by. Come now and try to buy in with $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900. Buy in with $500 every night and see what it gets you. It may not even get you the booby prize because they're really not rating you. And if they are rating you, they're rating you at a low betting number average, okay? Trust me, just try it. Watch my last video I just put up talking about Billy and Becky who bought in with $1,500 every night, played, and they weren't being rated correctly because of how the pit bosses on this cruise ship were rating people. They were just basically rating them without progressive betting, just original bets. And there's other factors that were in there, but trust me, hit the algorithm number, hit $1,000 buy-in minimum. Okay, if you can come up with $2,500 buy-in, do it. Like I've always said, to get the better job, you need the better resume. To get the better cruise, you need the better buy-in. Okay, so that's the way it is. Buy in with $1,000. So then the pit boss is the one that enters that in the computer. Then from time to time when you're playing one of the table games, the pit boss will go walk around in front of the dealers and look at what your average bet is. And so if you have $100 out on the craps table, they're going to be average roll is $100 at that time. Now, if you saw my last video, they weren't always Johnny on the spot on this cruise ship. They kind of put you in what they saw you as an average roll or average bet in the very beginning, and then I hate to say this, but the pit bosses kind of walked away from the computer and the table and just left the dealer sitting there. And so there was no continual monitoring of your bets. So your average bet was sitting down there at your beginning average bet. So they are supposed to be monitoring and putting in your average bet, always changing it. Some of the best pit bosses are always changing it. When you buy in with more money, or if you are up in your bet from 50 to 100 to 150, you see them right then changing the numbers next to your name. So that's what they do. And then they also will, they're in charge of, the computer does how long you've been playing, but they also check to see your rack, to see how much money you have. And you'll see them looking over, counting. Well, they started off with 1,000 and it looks like they have 800 in there, or it looks like they just won. And I'll tell you something else. When you win at one of the tables, for instance, on craps, if you hit $1,000, $700 win on the make 'em all, they're right away putting in those numbers into the system somehow, some way. And there's two systems. There's the computer sitting at the craps table, and then behind it, there's a bigger computer, which I don't know if that's the master computer or what it is, but you see them entering different numbers sometimes. So the point is this: the pit boss is so important in getting you future cruises and future and current free cruise offers. They're the ones that put all your raw data in. They send it to the host and the general and the managers, get all that information. Then they send it to the corporate office, and that's when they send back your offers the second to last day. So I have a good friend. I'm going to give another shout out to, I call him Duck Mike, Grumpy Mike. He's a fantastic guy. And he always gives the pit bosses little gifts and tchotchkes, and he honestly doesn't give the host hardly anything, because he believes that the pit bosses are the ones that enter your data. The hosts are just the recipients that read the data. So if the pit boss puts you in correctly with the amount of good ratings, then those good ratings go to the host. All the hosts are they just read, just like what radiologists, they read the x-rays, okay? They read it, but it was assimilated through the pit bosses, okay? So they're the givers, and they get the credit as the host to saying, okay, you have 15,000 points, and when do you want to go to Crown Grill, or when do you want a massage? But they do not necessarily put that, they are not in charge of getting the raw data. They do not put the raw data in. It's the pit bosses. So remember that. So anyhow, so I have noticed that when you are nice to the pit bosses, when you tip the dealers, the pit bosses see you tipping the dealers, they're a lot more gracious, as I said before, on your ratings in that computer. I'm not trying to say that you're not doing anything illegal, you're just being nice to them. And so they are in kind being nice to you, and at least they're rating you correctly. They're not rating you. If you looked at my last video, where people were averaging $90 a bet, Billy and Becky, and they were rating them at $37 and $42. Okay? No. Okay? If they like you, they're going to be rating you properly. They don't have to go over the top and rate you and cheat for you or anything like that, but they're rating you properly. Now, they may be a little more gracious with their ratings if you're nice to everybody, if you tip the dealers, if you're nice to them, and if you bring them, they love bags of candy. Get them bags of candy so that they can give to the rest of the staff, the dealers. You would think you're passing out gold. I'm gonna give another shout out to my girl Melanie. She is the one that always brings a grocery bag full of bags of candy, whether it's Snickers or whatever they are, Kit Kats, Hershey Kisses, it doesn't matter. She actually throws each one of the dealers at the craps table like a whole bag of M&Ms and a whole bag of Snickers and 3 Musketeer bars. They love that. But that's great. But what you can do is just throw a couple bags to the pit boss. Because the pit boss, once again, the dealers aren't putting your numbers in the machine. The pit boss is putting your numbers in the machine. The hosts aren't putting the numbers in the machine. The assistant and manager aren't putting numbers in the machine. It's only the pit bosses. So throw them a couple bags of candy so that they can enjoy some candy while they're there, and then they can throw it to their dealers. They even pass it out to some of the passengers. That's fantastic, okay? But that gets you good graces. So just remember that the most important person in the casino, I always have said before, like in real estate, the most important thing is location, location, location. And I've said for a long time, the most important person in the casino is the host, the host, the host. They are the most important person in the casino for the time you're on that cruise ship, because they need to know you to get you your free stuff. But my humble opinion now, the most important person in the casino is the pit bosses, because they are entering your raw data into the machine, and it goes to the managers and the host. So the dealers don't really play much of a part in all this. So remember that. Pit bosses, just send them candy. So till then, subscribe to my channel. You all have a really good day.